Hello everyone, welcome to a new deck request video, a request made by All Stars Seraph. And take a good guess what deck they want us to use. They want us to use All Star Seraphs. And yes, I mean all of them. That means the original three and the new three. Now the new three you can say, yeah, those work. The old three, maybe two of them, not really, but... And even the XCs, the over 100 number is Star Seraph. Chaos is not, so I don't have that one in the deck. But let's go. I should note I have 42 cards because I actually have a deck of 40 for the Star Seraphs, but I made it 42 to add in Sage and whichever the other one is that you barely use. We'll get into that with the deck profile, but I want my Christia. Where's my Christia? The request was to use All Star Seraphs. I could use other monsters, but Star Seraph still had to be the main thing. So like Star Seraph Shadol or Star Seraph Tellarknight was not allowed, because that would make it clear that Star Seraphs are the main thing of the deck. I want Summon them all, kinda, to get an Xyz going. Yeah, let's do that. Question is, what do I place on the field now? I want something for defense. This one in defense, I guess, is bluff. Because I can't special summon. But what I could have done was, instead of duality, was Hecatrice, get the spell, but just have Hecatrice in the grave, then an instant fusion into Nodin, and then into an Xyz. But I don't really see which Xyz would be useful right now, because I don't know what they're playing at all, so I don't really know what I would want to use. Oh god, double this. Cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. Okay. Oh god. Yep. Please don't have another equip. Yeah, and then re-equip. If they want to. Yeah. Reveal 3 noble arms from the deck, which is gonna be one of the one Gwen and then 2 others. And they want Gwen in the grave because Gwen in the grave is as good as Gwen in the hand. Why not put them in the graveyard immediately? Because 2 of them are gonna be there anyway. Saves time later. And Gwen. There's bound to be Gwen as the third one. This is the thing though about DN against real life. In real life you'd see the 3 cards to know that they're noble arms. However, you'd not actually know which card is added. On DN you don't have a choice. At least. I'm saying that, but might actually not be true. So Madrots, okay. Over that, but just those. targeted by card effects, not destroyed by card effects or battle once per turn. And this thing, Gwen, gains 300 attack. It's a light monster, so if it will be destroyed by card effect, you can destroy Queen for battle or no, just card effect. You can destroy that one instead. So much. Then target one other monster on the field, destroy it. Whoopsie. Let's see, how much attack does this thing have? 22 from itself, 300 from Gwen is 25. This one makes 30. Yep. I have some XYZ options, I can probably do something fancy. Ooh, this could be a nice XYZ for them. Ta-da. Alright, let's see. This thing, if it's sent from the field to the grave, you can target level 4 or higher Noble Knight in the grave and special summon it. Boris Medrot. 1 2. This thing makes it not be destroyed by battle or conflict once per turn. This thing makes it not be possible to be targeted. Thing is, if I take out Excalibur is the one that can't re-equip. So if I had something like MSD, I could destroy Caliburn and then just Cyber Dragon Infinity, which would be great at this point. But I don't have a way to destroy Excalibur. Caliburn can re-equip, but that's not that much of an issue. This one, yeah, if it will be destroyed by card effect, you can destroy it instead. So I think I have to go double card effect. No, triple, because Destiny, then Gwen, then regular, or double on battle due to Destiny. I could Excite on Knight, but he just re-equip everything. And due to Destiny, frigging Noble Knight would, Artorigus would survive. I could use this, but he can't be targeted due to Excalibur. Then you took one other face-up attack vision card, face-up attack vision monster. Yeah, that's not gonna do anything. The only way I can see me beating him is if I take him over by battle, but he has 3,000 attack. What can I do to get over 3,000? So if I could somehow get Ouroboros and, let's say, Silent on Arc, that'd be great. Which of my cards can take out Excalibur? Castell? Yeah, Castell can take out Excalibur. And then I can get like Honor Arc or something, or Ptolemaeus. Oh no, Ptolemaeus no, but Castell and Arc together can take him. Then I need 4 on the field. I can have Collapse Serpent. I can have Nodin with something from the grave, and then I still won't have had a normal summon. So let's say I play Hecatress, get the spell. Banish Hecatress for Collapse Serpent, that's 1. Instant Fusion into Nodin. Nodin gets Sage, that's 3. And then normal summon the other Hecatrice is 4. We go into Castell, use his second effect to get rid of Excalibur. Then use the other 2 to overlay into Silent on our Arc and take over his Artorigus, which is not only good because it gets rid of the monster, but also because it doesn't actually activate its effect. And then I still have my summon him up for a play later. Okay! We got this. Checking once more, just to be sure. Special summon monster, face up attack, yes. First effect is for Castell, 1 face up monster. Second one is one other face-up card, which is Excalibur, and that one's not protected from being targeted. Just reading Nodin again. Effects negated. That is all. Instant fusion. Fusion mounts special. The fusion mounts are summoned, cannot attack, destroy during end phase. Yeah, we're fine. Instant fusion. I can still conduct battle phase too. This is pretty good. Nodin. Level 4 lower monster on the field and special summon it. I summon the Sage. I banish Hecatrice for Collapse Serpent. I overlay these two. I'm purposely overlaying these two. I kind of wanted to go Collapse Serpent because why not? But just to be safe in case I forget like part of Instant Fusion or Nordin's effects, that would be bad. Overlay them into Castell. Detach to take out Excalibur. The normal summon Hecatrice. Please don't make me have forgotten something. This thing! I could have actually also gone Ragnar 0, but then he'd still get his summon back. So, Santonark is good. Gimme! Yes! I did it! Though he does have another monster, he can re-equip this thing. But Caliburn and Destiny are in the grave, so unless he has an effect that can allow him to re-equip from the grave like a Succeeds monster, nothing you can do. This is good! I've never been able to get rid of a field that quick, like, except maybe once. What was that? Aviv? No. Infinity. 8 Infinity 8. Senior admin. I played him twice in the NYCS and he played Noble Knight both times. I don't know Noble Knights too well, but I through the duels against him, which are like the only Noble Knight duels I've had in the past year or so, gotten used to how to take care of him. Getting used to the fact that Excalibur plus Destiny is creepy and really hard to deal with, but Excalibur can't be re-equipped. Special summon with the 2 Noble Knights. I'll address them. I forget what it does, but oh, that's only when he gets an equip. Each other. What? Uh-huh. Just reveal it next time then. You can banish 2 Noble Knight monsters from your grave, but summon this card from your hand or grave. Which is done. You can do that. A synchro execution using of a Noble Knight monster using this card cannot be negated, cannot actually catch it from the monster special summon. Okay, but these things are still level 4. And so unless they have an equip, but none of them increase level either. However, Tristan could do something nasty. If they still have an equip to play, which they do, if they have Gwen in the grave. And the Gwen in the hand. Who's it equipped to? Equipped to Tristan. Which means means the light monster, la la la. They're going face of cut on field destroyed. Poof. They don't get the effect because it didn't go from field. Thing is, they can't re-equip the other Gwen now, though. That's the second of Brothers, right? Let me read Brothers. Might want to give response time next time, please. Not that I have one right now, but you might want to do that. Because I have no clue what the like. Pretty sure it's Destiny, the XEs, and I don't know what else. I think Gwen, because I don't see Gwen anymore. No, I've been Destiny, the XEs, and Gwen. Overlay into something that can go over this one. Checking something. Moment, please. I'm gonna get these effects right. Cannot special summon monsters for those that are except noble knight monsters. Noble knight. Noble knight. You can target up to 3 noble arms, equip spell to different names in the grave. Equip this target to this card. And these material from this card. Luckily, they've only left Excalibur. No, I mean Caliburn, which is the best, in my opinion, the weakest of them. But with that boost, which is probably why they left it, so they have the attack boost, so they can get over Santon or Arc. Tristan with Gwen equipped can get over Castell, and then they can direct attack. Note, counters please, you didn't use counters for any of them. And although I had a great move last time, the opponent made a good move back. I do still have Valhalla, so if I draw into Christia, that could be good. I do have Summoner Monk with Valhalla, so I could go into any XEs I'd want, really. I have 1, 2, 3 fairies in the graveyard. I can do that alongside the XEs. This thing doesn't stop from being destroyed by battle, this thing doesn't, this thing doesn't, this thing's just... will be destroyed by card effect. This thing can be re-equipped, so I want to hit him last. This thing doesn't re-summon anything when sent to the graveyard, so I can XYZ with Summoner Monk into something that can take out one of these, and then BLS to take out the other one, and then him. What 2 material XYZ can I go? Wait, if I go Ragnar 0, Gwen can stop Tristan from being destroyed, but not Artorigus. Does this stop him? No. So I can take Ragnar 0, destroy Artorigus. I think Caliban will re-equip. But that doesn't matter, just 500 extra attack, BLS can still take whatever he equips it to. Then I have BLS. This attacking card is... yeah. Pretty sure I'm good. I think I'll mess this up. Summoning Summoner Monk first in case they have some kind of response to BLS for some reason. Summon level 4 from the deck. I don't have an extra fairy in the grave yet, so I could throw in fairy in case I get another turn and have to summon Christia. Which thing can actually work from the grave? Wait. Effects negated? No, it's just that monster cannot attack this turn. So I can actually take Scepter. I can actually take Scepter. Add a Star Seraph to hand. Ooh, I was almost thinking when I summoned Scepter, did it have an effect like Sovereignty where it can't be used for 2 material exegesis? I almost messed that up. Star Seraph from deck to hand. I can't do Sovereignty because it's a different chain, so I can do that effect. And there's no. Which Star Seraph will be good? Sword. No, sword is meh. I can't search Scepter. I'll take Scout. I'm not gonna reveal BLS just yet. I'm gonna overlay. Back to 0. Remember that Gwen hits Dristin. So I'm gonna go F. Do I have a darken thing in the grave? Yeah, I have a dark. I have a light, so in that sense I'm good. Both. And I get a free card. Okay, go ahead. 16, 21. Oh shit. Dristin. I thought Dristin's effect was like an ignition. It's not. Okay, K. Immediately. K. K. So they can't change it. That is fine. Because if they would have equipped to the Dristin, if a Noble Arms equipped spell card is equipped to this card, that's a trigger, so it could have been done here. So I gotta face a card in the field and destroy it. They could have destroyed Ragnar Zero. I forgot that earlier, so in that sense I should have summoned BLS. Maybe I wouldn't have summoned Ragnar Zero probably. In that case it would have been something else. Well yeah, alright, everything went well so far. Alright. Banishing you. Banishing the Hecators. Summons the BLS. And Caliburn was on Eoktar. So I'm gonna hit Dristin so it doesn't re-equip again. And Dristin can actually destroy something this time. And still, the extra 500 attack, that wouldn't want on him anyway. BLS. Woof. Another 900. Nice, nice. Back to 0. 2 fields of Noble Knights taken out. That feels good, knowing how really difficult it can be. Alright. This is looking very good. I don't know what card they had, then drew it off of Brothers. But we don't have a lot of options left. Jar of Avarice down, 5 cards in the grave. Which can just be the extra deck stuff as well. So it'll be Sentinel, Arc, Castell, no, whatever I feel is useful. I'm not gonna do that yet. Alright, come and get me. MSD. Probably as a last ditch effort to do something. 5 cards in the grave. Target 101, Gestel, Norden, Scepter, and Instant Fusion. Get too used to playing that. Managed to reveal that I'm sending the right things. Too used to clicking two-hand for those. If I get the option. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Doro. Just doing this to be safe. And what they could have, I don't expect them to have anything good, but chances do exist. So, even if you think you have it... What? Oh, it can be something from the ground. Alright. Just as a last ditch effort for Boars. Gwen onto Boars, and then Xyz. Canary negated. Yeah, the Xyz is going to be their final thing. Oh, Boars can still use its effect too. And then go into that rank 5 Xyz, if they have an... They do have another one because they put it back. What are they doing? The rank 5 Xyz, which will be able to equip stuff. Why don't they use Boars? They could have gotten an extra card. 27 though. You can't attach and destroy. So this game's not over. He's gonna destroy BLS and attack rank to 0. Oh, good thing I added Scout, mate. Good thing I added Scout. I love this duel. Glad I'm recording it. Keller and plus 5,000. I put number 101 back. I can do this. I can take him. They don't have anything in the grave that can still stop me. 27. No, not the sort of battle stuff. I can resummon 101 and take him. Doro. Scout F, because I drew a Deceptor. Boof F, just to be safe. See, I could have just added something random earlier with Seraph, but adding Scout was a good idea because I knew that would I draw into another one, Scepter, then Seraph, then that would be good. I could have added Sovereignty, but I can't use that for a 2-material Xyz. Right, which one would I want to add right now? I don't have another Scepter. The Scouts, because it's not that often that it's useful, but it was now. Scale? This is only on special summon that it summons from the hand. I can't add Scepter though, and Sword is just meh. So I'll take Scale. I'm not really sure what to get, honestly. Now, I'll take Sovereignty in case I draw into another Scepter, so I can do the combo. Not that that's going to happen, because I can finish it this turn. Areo, Numbers Yakichi, Silent on us, Arcanite! We take over from each other every single effing turn. That was so much fun. Please don't let this recording fail. This is a deck request too. I'm going to see you in the deck profile in a bit, but oh, this duel was really good. Yes. See you in a bit. Oh, Star Seraph Scout, how much I have come to love you! I guess I have to thank Scepter as well for allowing me to get Scout and then drawing me into another Scepter. But Scout though. That was a really good duel, and I'll be looking back on this one with great pleasure. Right, into the deck profile. As I said at the start of the duel, this was a request by All Stars Seraph, someone in the All Stars clan, who is called Seraph, and they were like, All Stars Seraph, let's have him make an All Star Seraph deck. Right, so I did that, and they were like, okay, you have to use All Star Seraphs. Amount doesn't matter, but you have to use all of them at least once, and they have to be the main part of the deck. Star Seraph, this thing is a Star Seraph. The other one, Archfiend Seraph, not Star Seraph, so I didn't have to use this one. Otherwise, I probably would have just thrown it into the extra deck with that. No, I would have had to use rank up magic in that sense then. Anyway, Sage and Sword, I'm going to start with them. I don't feel they're really great, especially Sword, because the Star Seraphs with Scout will see others help searching or special summoning each other, and then search more or get some nice extra effects like searching or drawing to help the combos going with like XC summons and stuff like that. Sword doesn't really do that. Sure, it can get some extra power, but I really don't feel that really works in this deck. It's very situational, and I don't feel it's good enough to have it in this deck. Sage can work, but Sage is a slightly stronger Scout attack-wise, not defense, but attack-wise, but as a cost. At a cost. As a discard a spell, to special summon a Star Seraph from hand, while this one is just normal summon, special summon. Sage is an ignition effect, so would Sage stay on the field for a turn? You can, or like be face down and then you flip summon it, and then you can still use Sage, but generally you want to do it right upon the normal summon to then do something, because if just Sage is on the field, just as Sage, it'll probably stay that way, not for so long, it'll be destroyed during the opponent's turn. So I don't feel Sage is as useful. If you want to throw in Sage, instead throw in an extra Scout. I feel this better. I'll just go over the rest of the Star Seraph now. Star Seraph Scout. If you have another Star Seraph, you can use normal summon Scout, summon something else. Xyz, unless it's Sovereignty, because that does require 3 or more monsters as Xyz material when it's used. So be careful with that. Then there's Star Seraph Scale. When it's special summoned, you can special summon a Star Seraph from your hand. So you could go Scout, Scale, something else, possibly Sovereignty this time. You can place a light monster from graveyard to top a deck, so maybe you can put a Scepter there, so then you would draw into it next turn. But know this, once per turn, while this card has Xyz material, if a monster is special summoned from the hand, immediately draw 1 card. So you could sort of combine that effect that's given to the monster from Scale with the card that you place on top of the decks. Sovereignty, you can draw a card. So let's say you play Scout, Scale, Sovereignty. Scale then puts, let's say, Scepter on top of the deck. You Xyz with the 3 monsters. Sovereignty's effect. No, wait, no, that's completely different. Never mind. I'm getting confused. Sovereignty and Scale can both draw. You can make use of the placing the light monster on top so you can get the light monster you want. Maybe Honest, maybe something else. Ignore what I just said about the combo and about. They're good. Scepter, Searcher. Very good. Can be done when normal summoned. Can also be done by when special summoned via like Scout or even Summoner Monk, which is very useful. This is the one I was talking about, Scepter. If you have Scepter as one of the 3, then you can Xyz summon, target a card on the field, destroy it, and then draw a card. I knew there was one card like that. So the card you place on top with Scale, if Scepter is one of the materials alongside Scale, then you can immediately draw that card. Right. See, I am smart. Interesting, with Scepter and Sovereignty together can make a really nice combo. If you have both of them in your hand, you can make an instant 3 material Xyz. Normal summon Scepter, activate effect, chain Sovereignty, summon summon Sovereignty, draw a card, possibly summon an extra card. Let's just say you draw into a trap, so you don't summon it, but you do have Sovereignty on the field. Scepter, search for Sovereignty. Sovereignty, you would say that same Sovereignty you searched for was not in the hand when the special summon of the other Sovereignty happened. However, since it is where is it? An if effect, it cannot miss timing. So if I recall correctly, now other ruling people on DN, correct me if I'm wrong on this, because pretty sure this is the wording though. It checks the entire chain for its activation requirement. It doesn't necessarily have to be the last thing that happened. It checks the entire chain, and since in that chain, Sovereignty was summoned, an earlier chain link, but still, it was summoned. So this Sovereignty can use its effect, summon itself, 3 materials. The other way around is easier. Summon Scepter, make Sovereignty chainlink 1 and Scepter chainlink 2. Scepter searches for Sovereignty. The original Sovereignty is summoned. The other one, Sovereignty triggers, go. That's how it can do it. 3 material Xyz. You could go into Ptolemaeus, into Nova, into Infinity, if you would like to do so. Right, rest of the deck. 2 Archlord Christia. There's quite a few fairies in this deck. Star Seraphs are all fairies, so this can work with that. Valhalla, Hall of the Fallen definitely works with Christia as well. That's what you mostly want it for, although it can also work with special summoning, let's say, Scale to activate its effect. But getting Christia out is what it generally will do. Christia is strong, and it also stops your opponent from special summoning. Well, you as well, actually, but generally it's the opponent that you're blocking, because you're usually pretty good with a 2800 attacker. Then I have 3 copies of Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. There's a lot of light monsters in this deck. You'll have one in the grave pretty quickly, so getting this one out to help with Xyz summons is very useful. I'm not actually running any White Dragon Wyvern Burst to go alongside it, because there's just so many lights and not that many darks, because the only darks are Collapse Serpent and the 2 Summoner Monk. However, you could do so, since when Collapse Serpent sent to the graveyard, well, from the field to the grave, so actually if it's not used as an Xyz material, then you could search for Wyvern Burster. However, let's say you draw into Wyvern Burster first, then generally you won't really be able to use it, and Collapse Serpent is in this deck to help with Xyz summons. That's almost always how you'll use it. Therefore, if you overlay it and then it's sent to the graveyard, it doesn't count as going from field to grave, so its effect won't activate. You won't search for Wyvern Burster anyway. So that's why I'm not running Wyvern Burster. But if you want to, you do have the option. BLS. Not a lot of darks, but there's 5 of them, and BLS is just so powerful. You've seen it in the duel. Just one BLS. There's not enough darks to go with another like Light Pulse or Dragon or Chaos Source or whatever, but one BLS, you have your lights, you have a couple darks, BLS, done. Hecatrice. Multiple reasons why this helps. 1. Searching for Valhalla, Hall of the Fallen. 2. It's a level 4, it's a light, it's a fairy. Works with various effects. 3. By discarding Hecatrice to get Valhalla, you immediately have a card in the graveyard to summon with Norden. You can take this down to 2. I feel this could still work at 2. But right now I have it at 3, and I don't really mind it. Although 2 I feel would be okay as well. 2 Honest. You have a lot of light monsters. They're the main part of the deck. You'll be attacking with them. Honest is good. I went over the Star Seraphs. Summoner Monk. We have quite a few spells in this deck. And by discarding one of those spells, discard, summon new card. Xyz for 2, but note that Scepter can activate its effect because Summoner Monk just makes that monster unable to attack. You can still use its effect. Scepter can work with that. Scale can work with that. You still have effects to activate with Monk. 3 Instant Fusion, because Norden is just really good. I do expect this to be hit as soon as it gets a TCG, and it'll be hit in the Forbidden Unlimited list. I do expect it because it's that good. Not Forbidden, I'd say, but Limited, I think. Originally had 3, but I realized that through the three Jar of Avarice that I run, because I feel that does really work. You can recycle the Nord and put it in the extra deck, so I only run 2 to have more space in the extra deck for other stuff. But Instant Fusion into Norden really good, so you can get an instant Xyz out. Norden does negate effects, so summoning Scepter with Norden won't allow you to search with Scepter. I have 3 Pot of Duality because you do want your combo pieces together. A good amount of times you will have some good plays ready, sometimes you just won't, so you play Pot of Duality to search for them. This deck does special summon quite a lot, so Duality and it not allowing you to special summon can be dangerous. So in that sense, I'm like kind of on Pot of Duality in this deck, but I do feel like getting the cards together that you need is important. So yeah, and if you have multiple Duality, you don't want to use them, I guess you can discard them with Summoner Monk. But this could be a card that I may take down later. Raigeki, because his major destruction is good. Valhalla, I already went over that. Call of the Haunted to bring monsters back from the grave helps getting Xyzs ready. And once again, Scale and Scepter activate when special summon, so that's good. Jar of Avarice can put cards back. Pot of Avarice isn't there anymore, otherwise I would have used that as well. But Jar of Avarice, it puts back your Xyz monsters. Really help with putting Silence on an Arc back in the extra deck in the duel. Norden putting it back, so you have, let's say you use all 3 of your instant fusions. Jar of Avarice allows you to actually do that because you only have 2 Nordens. You can put, let's say, your 1 Scout back and then summon Scepter and then search for Scout again. You can put your Castilla back if you want to summon it again. And there's a good amount of things you can put back. And the thing is, Jar of Avarice compared to Pot of Avarice, Jar of Avarice can put back spells and traps. So you can put back an Instant Fusion to have a higher chance of drawing into Instant Fusion and summoning Norden for an instant Xyz. Could be nice. And then alongside the 3 Call of the Haunted, I also have 2 Oasis of Dragon Souls, which is pretty much Call of the Haunted, but it's just summons the monster in defense mode. The only other difference is that it becomes Worm type. So if you decide to have Fairy Tear Girl in your extra deck, then you can't summon that alongside Oasis of Dragon Souls. But generally, I wouldn't suggest Fairy Tear Girl in the extra deck, but I guess you could if you wanted to. And then Sage and Sword, I already went over. I generally wouldn't use this in the deck, but it was a deck request, so I threw them in. Chances are, if I would have to choose 2 cards to get rid of, 1 Hecatrice, and then maybe a Duality, I think. Those are probably the 2 I take out for these 2, if I have to use all of them. But as I said, preferably neither. Maybe even I'll add in a Scout for like a Hecatrice, but up to you. Extra deck, 2 Norden. With 3 Instant Fusion, that's all you need because you can put Jar of Avarice back in case you even get to the 3rd Instant Fusion. You can also put an Instant Fusion back yourself with your Jar of Avarice, so multiple Nordens in a duel can definitely happen. Ptolemaeus there to go into Infinity because Infinity is really good. It can be overcome, but it's really good. Cowboy, we have Excite tonight. We have Castell and number 101. Oh, how well they work in this duel. Ragnar Zero helped out. Constellar Omega is one of those that I'm running rank 4 decks that can easily summon rank 4 monsters. Most of my main deck monsters are light, but Omega, I barely summon it. So this is one of the first ones I take out to replace with something else. Star Seraph Sentry. I put this in the deck to have it in there as Star Seraph because it was a deck request. However, I'm not the biggest fan of the card. I don't often go into it, so you could replace it with something else. I'll go over a few options in a second. The side deck. Delteros is definitely a good card to go for. Can just destroy a card on the field. Cannot be hit by things like Bottomless Strap Hole and stuff, which is very nice. And that's not just on Delteros, that is also when you're summoning other Scepter or Scales. So, Bujinki Amaterasu is a card I decided to throw in there. Can get you some cards back, special summon orders into the hand. And then Evil Form Ouroboros. You can quite easily get to 3 material Xyz monsters, and 3. This thing has 3 effects. You can use 1 each turn, and they can work out really well and do some nice stuff for you. Then in the side deck, I already went over Wyver Burster. Bujinta Tsukiyomi could work out to get you some new draws if you really want them to. You run a lot of fairies, so Fairy Cheer Girl could work, but really just for the one draw and the 1900 attack, it's really not that great. You could go with this guy. I barely use it in any of my decks because I just never summon it. And I see it in some people's extra decks, but I just barely see it in action at all. So I generally don't use it, but if you want to, you could. An interesting strategy that I did come up with was you could actually summon Outer Entity Nyarla. It's OCG now, I guess you can use it, and this wasn't a TCG exclusive deck request, so you can throw it in. Outer Entity Nyarla. Upon summon, discard one card. So you have rank 5. Wow, how could I not come up with that? Discard one card, make it rank 5. And then you can target a monster in your grave. Detach all of these materials from this card, but this card then becomes a type and attribute of that monster. You have 3 copies of the dark attribute Dragon type monster Black Dragon Collapsed Serpent. For this, you want one of those in the grave, so that this thing can become a dark dragon. Then you play Rank of Magic Astral Force. Yeah, it can summon a monster with the same type and attribute as that monster but 2 ranks higher. What is a Dark Dragon Xyz monster that is 2 ranks higher than 5? Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. And since it was Xyz summoned with an Xyz monster as its material, the Xyz monster used as material is Nyarla, and a rank up with Astral Force counts as an Xyz summon. Like, Rebellion's effects can activate and can obliterate quite a few things, deal good damage. Rebellion can be useful. You need the Collapsed Serpent in your grave and Astral Force in your hand, but it is an option you could go for in this deck. If you want to, I suggest trying it out. Alright, that was the deck profile. All-Star Seraph, I hope you're happy with your All-Star Seraph deck. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.